I plan on telling you guys about some decisions I made about 4 years ago about going back to do my degree and how all of that journey went.
Hey, say she go, you were made for more. You are just amazing, amazing, say she go.
Guys, I have typically been waiting for a time like this where I come to you to just hear about what I have been up to. But I have been waiting to come your way once again, just so that you hear from me. It's been a while since we entered 2026. I have been a little bit laid back, but I think this laid back or laying back just on YouTube was not planned, but it's just me trying to figure out exactly what I want to do here on this space. As I am still receiving clarity, I still have to keep moving, right? The goal, as I always say, is to just keep moving until everything becomes really clear. I always come back to just look at what my YouTube journey is, what I am making out of it, how it's been going and all that, and I just realized that I just can't keep this space quiet. I can't just keep everything quiet and not keep moving. Okay, so I pinned down some few stuff. I hope this intro is not just too long. I plan on telling you guys some decisions I made about 4 years ago about going back to do my degree and how all of that journey went. And I know that it is going to help someone who is still thinking and contemplating on whether to go back to school or not, because after all, what am I going to use it for? Is there a need to still go through the stress and everything? Because studying is not for children, especially when you're married with children. You have work to do, you need to put food on the table, you need to be the one doing the cooking, house chores and everything. I hope that this video gives you a fair idea and also a lot of encouragement as you navigate through life. Okay, this is not really scripted, so just stay with me. If you are planning to go back to school to get a degree, because that is where I am now, I have HND, but it is my wish and my plan to go back to school, which I did 4 years ago. I applied to the University of Ghana, got admission, and in that same space, I honestly don't know what I was thinking, whether I really planned for it or thought I was a superwoman, so I was going to be able to go through it anyways. I applied to go back to school. I bought the forms in 2020. Yes, that was when my second child was just about 2.5, and I was pregnant, expectant, and was going to deliver 2021 January. I bought the form somewhere in May, June, top up to degree, and waited patiently. And guess who got admission? Just about 5 days before she went to deliver. Me. I got admission to 3 years program. I already have an HND, which took me 3 years to do. So this degree required that I started at level 200. And since it was for 4 years, I was going to do level 200, level 300, and then level 400. That was 3 good years. And that split seconds, when I checked the student portal and saw congratulations, you've gained admission 3 years, let's start from level 300, 200, blah blah blah. I was just screaming, I was just shouting, I was just excited. Then in that same moment, I just asked myself, how am I going to fund for this? Where am I going to get the money from to pay for my admission? And blah, blah, blah. Then I snubbed it off immediately again. Then because I also was so full and had booked appointment for a surgery, cesarean session, that was, so I got admission like today is Thursday, for instance, and I already have booked appointment for my cesarean session on Wednesday. So I was actually going to go to the hospital on Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, baby is out and I have to go through the procedure all over again. So I just had to brush off the admissions and now focus on getting myself to the hospital, getting baby out and coming out as healthy as possible, sane, so that I can take care of the other 2 plus baby, myself, my husband, and also think about how I was going to juggle between school and, mind you, I was working as well. I was going to go back 3 months after I'm done with maternity leave, 2020 and 2021 forward. Gracefully, the time came. I went to the hospital, went through my cesarean session successfully. Baby was out, got another boy added to the family. Then I gradually healed, baby healed. We went through circumcision, navel healing, everything. I still managed to pay for the admission because it came with a deadline. I needed to pay half of the fees to confirm your acceptance. I paid half and waited for school to start. Luckily for me, school started in January. Mind you, my cesarean session and everything was 18th and 19th January 2021. So whilst I was still a fresh mother, I had to go to school. But what helped me was, at the time, was that the lecturers went on a strike. And that strike dragged through till I think about March. That was when I was almost about to end my maternity leave to resume work. That saved me a little, or else school would have started right there and then in January through till March. I had to do my interim assessment, my assignments, and blah blah blah. But so everything was dragged, school still resumed anyway. Everything started, lectures online, and thankfully because of COVID, we were in between online lectures and face-to-face, but online was more than face-to-face. I had some grace, I was able to at least, but truth be told, I don't remember ever really learning, having a time, because I already had at the time a 4-year-old, I had a 2.5-year-old, then I also had a baby and was breastfeeding. And because I had gone through surgery, I was healing as well. The baby too was taking time to develop and grow. In between that, we were doing hospitals here and there. Yes, I'm sure you are still wondering whether I was able to go through it or not. I went through level 200, I was able to write exams the first semester. Results came, I think I had a resit, and I pushed ahead to the second semester. I went through the semester, some of my interim assessment assignments. So in level 200 second semester, I did not go to write one paper, which was business maths. because I was scared, because already when they were teaching in class, I did not even understand anything. I could not make sense of anything that was taught in that class. Long story short, that day when we were supposed to go and write the business maths, it was raining, and on top of the fear that I was having, I just said to myself, let me sit somewhere and breastfeed my baby and go through the day like any normal day and figure out what I would do, because definitely I was not going to make it. I didn't even know what I was going to write. That was how I failed to go to the exams hall to write my business maths. Don't forget that first semester I had some receipts, and then in that second semester I had automatically failed because I didn't go to write. Then when the results came, I failed one other plus that one that I missed, so coupled about 3. In level 300, of course, you are going to continue. You have to go and resit for the paper because you will not be graduate if you have resits. Level 300 first semester, I went through again. The end of the semester, results were out and I still failed some of my papers. In all, I had about 5 resits to write. From level 200 first semester, second semester, level 300 first semester. And not too long, second semester came, level 300, and I was just looking at my results very well. I wish I could put them out here. You are going to have an example like me in front of you to share what I've gone through. Looked at the results and looked at the amount that I was going to pay for each paper. It was almost as the fees I would have paid for an entire year. And in that same space, we were actually struggling financially as a family. I just thought to myself, why the rush? Where am I going to? Because I have life and I am determined to do this, I would definitely come back for it. So let me just defer, because already the amounts put together to go and pay for the receipts plus that semester's the remaining money I had to pay, okay, for the second semester was just, I was not going to get it, okay. That was going to put too much burden on me as an individual and all that, so I just had to defer. Yes, so I deferred. That was how I deferred, and my colleagues who were able to go through, I'm sure, graduated last year, 20. So yes, I was supposed to graduate in 2024. 2024, yes, or 2025. Those people have already graduated. My mates have graduated, and I am still here. The truth of the matter is that I still have plans, and it is my heart's desire to get my degree. The Bible says that ask and it shall be given to you, seek you will find. That's what I'm doing, and I'm just leaning in and trusting God that He will definitely make a way. He will definitely make a way. I believe in 2026 He has already made the way, and in His own time He is going to glorify Himself, and the joy will be greater. So if you are here and you're a mom, single parent, you have children, you are juggling life, and you think that you made a first attempt and failed at it, the second, third, and failed, you are better off than someone who has never tried. Yes, I am better off. I am better than someone who knows that he or she needs to get a degree but never bought the forms, or bought the forms and never filled it and never started at all. I, in the midst of my heavy pregnancy and complications, bought forms, failed, waited patiently, got the admission, started patiently, even in the midst of what seemed like chaos, failing, not being able to write some of my exams, not being able to even sit to grasp everything that I needed and all, I am still better off. I am still trying. And to even still mount a camera and to talk about my failures, I am better than someone who has never tried this. Okay? So the end goal is that I'm going to come here stronger, better, and share bigger testimonies. So this is your sign that go out there and do you. Whether good or bad, you are better than someone who never tried. If you enjoyed watching this video, please do well to like, leave your comments, share, and I'll see you again very soon.
Hey, since she go, you were made for more. You are just amazing, amazing. Since she go, small, since she go, small, small, small. Since she go, oh, hey, since she go, you were made for more. You are just amazing, amazing. Say she go, small.